Hey guys, Victor here. If you're confused, basically the last video is my actual review, spoiler-free. These are my thoughts more on the movie, specifically in no order, spoilers everywhere. So, if you've already seen the movie, this would be the video to watch. You already know that it's a good movie if you've seen it, though opinions vary, of course. So random thoughts here, and I've got them written down, so I'm looking, of course. Predator casts, or two Predator families, that idea. I actually, you have the regular-sized Predator and the Jumbo Predator, and I thought that the purpose for it was so that you could have a Predator-on-Predator battle, and so they set it up pretty well, I thought. They explained it to us in a way that was fairly graceful, through Lawrence Fishburne's character. They set it up. You almost knew it was coming once he mentioned that there was this conflict, so there was some anticipation there. So I thought it was good. I don't know what you would think of it within the franchise. I don't think they're really going to explore the Predator's politics that much in upcoming movies. So it only existed, I think, for this movie. Or perhaps for future movies, but not in too much detail. Predator dogs, they called them basically Predator dogs, and I liked the idea. I liked the falcon thing, mechanical thing, the other hunting methods. Within the movie, I mean, like they didn't end up using too many of the crazy weapons. They ended up using guns. They hunted with guns. Which was smart given the circumstances. Everyone else had guns. Trying to go spear against gun, not smart. Anyway, yeah, Predator dogs, I think they were a little overdone in terms of their design, but yeah, that's the thing, is that if they were bred like on the Predator homeworld, then yeah, that does seem a bit excessive. But they had access to other planets. They could have pulled them from anywhere. So I thought they worked. The design, I still think too menacing of a design. They should have toned it down a bit. The anomaly creature, you may know what I'm talking about right away. When you saw it, you were thinking, is that a xenomorph? Because they were given a couple of hints at xenomorphs throughout the thing. But I don't know what it was supposed to be exactly, except as they speculated, another guy from a different planet entirely. Now a bit more onto the characters and other ideas through them. Adrien Brody's character, I forget the name they ended up giving him, but yeah, they explored themes of humanity and survival through him. I think he pulled off the character very well. He managed to be cold, but still likable in that sort of way, like as a cold character. His battle with the super predator, whatever you want to call him, at the end was pretty good. It was also relatively believable. They used camera edits to make him seem, well, to make him seem like he was moving faster than he was. So it still stayed believable, but it was cooler to watch because of the clever approaches they took with it. His character coming back at the end to save the day, it was kind of a thing. You looked at it and you expected that they would either have him betray them, or at least leave him behind and then get killed, or he'd have come back. Both are in their own ways cliches, but I think they handled that pretty well by having him come back, because, well, you kind of knew he was the protagonist for all intents and purposes, so they weren't gonna just kill him off like that. They coulda. I don't know what good it would have done. Topher Grace's character, this kind of actually, well, each character is going to remind me of another character. So, Topher Grace. He played a psycho killer. Fact is, I knew he was going to be the psycho killer from the beginning because everyone was there for a reason. And so you figure, okay, well, he doesn't look like the type, so he must be the kind of person who's generally described as not the type. A psycho killer. He probably traps people in his basement in elaborate traps, puts on a scary mask and says, "Do you want to play a game?" They hinted at it. The first major hint of it was when he was when he was pointing out that plant. You know, wow, he knows a bit too much about scary poisons, doesn't he? And I don't know if they were intending it to be a mystery, or intending it to be a big surprise. I think they gave their hints, because I was paying attention to the music in this one, and they did the when the flower came up, and there could have been some ambiguity there, but I think they were saying there's something you don't know about Topher. But yeah, I thought it was actually meant to be more tense. Like, yeah, when is he gonna show his true colors? I don't think it was. So what's his deal? Alice Braga, Isabella. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on the character. She was functional. There's no reason to dislike her especially, but she was too much the good character. She was altogether fairly boring in her design. I mean, she had a function within the story, but I don't know. I think they could have given her a little bit more personality beyond the most moral person in a group of amoral people. Nikolai. I like Nikolai. I don't generally like the Ox character, the big gun, but they managed to give him just enough of a subdued personality. He added a certain humor to it. I liked it, or I liked him. And you were meant to like him, I think. So again, kudos to the director for using elements and characters to their best. Fishburne's character, I forget his name, Nolan maybe? But anyway, you weren't quite sure what to make of him, whether he would betray them or whether he would be like the elderly guide. And maybe that wasn't so much of a mystery for you guys, but I thought the fact that they made him obviously crazy would point him a bit more in the good guy direction, believe it or not. But yeah, it was through him that I was saying they were exploring themes of survival. You know, if Adrian's character had gotten the chance to himself survive by killing everyone, would he? And yeah, it put things into perspective. I thought that was extremely clever. More than I would have expected for a Predators movie. So yeah, Stans, the guy from Prison. You know, he was. You had the feeling the moment you saw him that, oh, this guy is going to be comedy relief. And he was to some degree. He was a sort of, I don't know if you want to say wacky character, but he was relatively wacky. And I think they handled him well. He was very balanced. He was another character that kind of served a function. Pardon me, as a character you knew was going to get it, frankly, and you just wanted to see how well he went out, and he went out pretty well. And now the Yakuza guy. I think he's the last guy I have any real thoughts on, and let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've talked about everyone but the Mexican guy, and the Mexican guy, awesome, in his own way. Yakuza guy, then. Again, you have that feeling that by the end of the film he would be picking up a sword, even though he didn't have one with him. They might have made him a bit too predictable in that respect, but they still managed. They gave him like a couple lines in the film, and they were good lines. The battle that he ended up having with that one Predator was cool to watch. It was set up well enough to justify it, and yeah, it was awesome to see an actual skilled battle between the two instead in terms of knife play. So yeah, like to all those guys, the ending then. That's pretty much where I'm gonna end it, the ending. I already talked a bit about Adrian Brody coming back, or his character coming back. and my feelings on that. It's funny to note that their seasons, that Fishburne's character was talking about, seemed to be very short, because they were only on there a day, and then they dropped more guys in. So was he just there 10 days? Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's funny. And yeah, it would be interesting if those guys who are being parachuted in were not all human, or if none of them were human and it was a different planet that they were pulling from this time. Yeah, I guess I have a lot of questions about the Predators and their politics now. You didn't really have to think about that before, but how are they doing this is your question there. Either way, it was it inspires curiosity. You could get a video game out of it, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts on Predator. I hope this didn't go on too long. I'm pretty sure it did. Yep, this has been Victor. Thanks for watching.